The most dangerous person in the room is the one you never noticed. Think about that for a moment. You walk into a meeting, a party, a negotiation, and your eyes immediately scan for whoever is talking the loudest, laughing the hardest, taking up the most space. That is instinct. That is human. And that is exactly what they want you to do. Because while you were watching the performer, the quiet one in the corner was watching everything, taking notes, reading you, understanding something about you that you have not even understood about yourself yet. And here is the uncomfortable truth. You have been taught your entire life that power belongs to the bold, to the outspoken, to the ones who demand attention. But what if that was never true? What if that belief was the very trap keeping you weak? Poucas pessoas percebem isso. But silent power is the oldest, most feared, most misunderstood form of dominance that exists. And the people who wield it, they are not hiding. They are simply playing a different game. A game you have never been taught the rules to. Until now. You were told that confidence means speaking up, that leadership means being the first to offer your opinion, that influence means volume. Wrong. That is the lie that keeps most people invisible, even when they are the loudest in the room. History's most powerful figures, the ones who shaped empires, moved markets, changed the course of nations, were rarely the loudest. Caesar had generals who shouted, louder than him, but they obeyed Caesar. Lincoln was described by his own cabinet as awkward, quiet, even strange. Yet he held together a country tearing itself apart. And Machiavelli himself, the man who mapped the anatomy of power with clinical precision, wrote something most people skip over. He wrote that the prince who is feared without being hated holds more power than the one who is loved. And the quiet ones, they have mastered exactly this. They are felt before they are seen. Mas isso não é nem a parte mais importante, because the real secret of silent power is not about what these people do. It is about what they refuse to do. And that changes everything. In the next few minutes, you are going to understand something that took most people decades to learn, if they ever learned it at all. You will see the 7 psychological behaviors that make quiet people quietly, invisibly, undeniably powerful. Each one backed by how the human mind actually works, not how we wish it worked. And I need to warn you, some of this will feel uncomfortable, because you are going to recognize yourself. You are going to see the moments you gave your power away without knowing it. The moments you talked, when silence would have made you dangerous. Stay with me to the end, because the 7th behavior is the one that binds all the others together, and it is the one nobody talks about, ever. Let us begin. Before we go into the behaviors themselves, you need to understand one fundamental truth about human psychology. We are wired to fill silence. It is almost biological. When someone stops talking, when someone refuses to react, when someone simply watches and waits, your nervous system registers it as a threat, something unknown, something that needs to be decoded, and things we cannot decode, we instinctively respect or fear, often both. There is a concept in psychology called the locus of control. People with an internal locus of control believe they drive their own outcomes. They are not rattled by chaos, they do not perform for approval, they move through rooms like they already know how the story ends. Quiet people with real power almost always have this. It is not arrogance, it is something quieter and more unsettling than arrogance. It is certainty. E aqui está o detalhe que muda tudo. Certainty does not need to announce itself. And the moment you understand that, you will never look at a quiet person the same way again. Information is power, and the one who collects it without revealing their hand holds all of it. Quiet people listen, not politely, not passively. They listen the way a chess player stares at the board. They are not waiting for their turn to speak. They are mapping the room, understanding who needs validation, who is performing, who is afraid, who is the real decision maker, and who only thinks they are. A young executive enters a boardroom. She is the newest, the least experienced. So she says almost nothing. In the first 3 meetings, the others assume she is shy, unsure, harmless. By the 4th meeting, she knows exactly which senior leader is terrified of being exposed, which one can be swayed with data, and which one is only pretending to be confident. She has not said 20 words total, and she is already the most powerful person at that table. You cannot gather intelligence while you are broadcasting. Every time you speak before you have observed, you hand someone a map of your mind. You show them your fears, your desires, your gaps. Mas existe algo ainda mais profundo acontecendo. When others speak first, they reveal their leverage. And quiet people collect that leverage like currency. The second behavior takes this even further. In a world addicted to noise, saying nothing is the loudest thing you can do. There is an interrogation technique that police and negotiators have used for generations. It is called the silent pause. After the subject finishes speaking, the interviewer simply does not respond, just looks, waits. And within seconds, without any pressure, the subject begins talking again, filling the silence, often saying the very thing they did not intend to say. Silence creates pressure, emotional, psychological pressure, and most people cannot withstand it. They rush to fill it with explanations, concessions, confessions. Quiet people know this, so they let conversations breathe. They pause before answering, not because they are slow, because they understand that whoever speaks first when tension rises is usually the one who blinks. Think about the last time someone said something to provoke you, and you reacted immediately. Compare that to the person who simply looked at you, said nothing, and let you sit with what you had just said. Who felt more in control? E o que acontece depois surpreende a maioria, because people begin to project onto that silence. They imagine emotions, judgments, power that the quiet person may not even consciously be exerting. The silence does the work for them. Your reaction is the only thing your enemy needs. Do not give it freely. Every time you visibly react to criticism, to praise, to provocation, you tell the world something about what matters to you. And the moment someone knows what matters to you, they own a key to your behavior. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, words he never intended for public eyes, about the discipline of not reacting. He called it the space between stimulus and response, and he practiced it in full view of armies, senators, and enemies who wanted to see him crack. Quiet people understand that composure is not suppression, it is mastery. When you do not flinch, when you absorb a blow without showing its impact, you force the other person to question whether they landed it at all, and that doubt is devastating. Notice the next time someone tries to unsettle you. The insult, the passive aggression, the power move. And, instead of reacting, just look at them, calmly, almost gently. Watch what it does to them. Poucas pessoas percebem isso. But most power struggles are not about who is stronger. They are about who holds their center longest. And the 4th behavior shows you exactly how quiet people maintain that center in any environment. When the quiet one finally speaks, the entire room leans in. There is a reason that the person who rarely speaks creates instant gravity the moment they do. It is not magic. It is conditioning. You have subconsciously trained the people around you to calibrate the value of your words based on their frequency. When words are cheap, they cost nothing. When words are rare, they become precious. Consider the general in a war room surrounded by officers all offering strategy. He listens to every proposal. He asks 3 quiet questions, and then, with 1 sentence, reframes the entire situation. Everybody stops, because they know that sentence carries the weight of everything he heard, processed, and decided not to say. Quiet people do not talk to fill space. They talk to move things. And because of that, when they speak, people listen in a completely different way, not just with their ears, with their attention. Think about how many words you have used today. Now think about how many of them actually changed anything, Reduce that number, and every word you do say becomes infinitely more powerful. Patience is not passivity. It is the most aggressive strategy there is. Loud people want results immediately. They push, demand, escalate. And that urgency, that visible hunger, is itself a vulnerability. Because the moment someone sees that you need something now, they control the terms. Quiet people understand time differently. They do not need the win today. They need the right position tomorrow. And so they wait. They let situations develop. They let other people make mistakes, expose themselves, burn bridges they will eventually need. There was a man, considered unremarkable by his colleagues, who spent 3 years simply doing excellent work without ever lobbying for recognition. He watched others jockey for position, create enemies in the process, and exhaust their political capital on battles that would not matter in 5 years. Then, when the real opportunity arrived, he was the only one with clean hands and a full reserve of trust. He was chosen almost unanimously. Nobody could explain exactly why. That is the point. E aqui está o detalhe que muda tudo. Time is the great equalizer. And the person willing to wait always outpositions the person who needs to win right now. But there is a behavior even more unnerving than patience. A behavior most people never see coming. Neediness is the greatest enemy of power, and quiet people have made their peace with that. Every negotiation, every relationship, every power dynamic pivots on one question: who needs this more? The one who needs it more is always at a disadvantage. And people can sense need the way animals sense fear. It changes the way they treat you, often without them even realizing it. Quiet people have an almost unsettling capacity for detachment. Not coldness, detachment. They want things, yes. But they have trained themselves not to signal that want. They approach situations from a posture of abundance, even when they are standing in scarcity. Think about a salary negotiation. The candidate who enters desperate for the offer will accept almost anything. The candidate who enters prepared to walk away holds all the leverage. Even if they are facing identical financial situations, their posture changes the entire dynamic. The quiet person in your life who seems comfortable with any outcome, they have not stopped wanting, they have stopped showing it. And that invisible discipline is why people constantly seem to come to them, offer things, defer to them, even when they have never asked for any of it. Mas existe algo ainda mais profundo acontecendo, because the sixth behavior reveals the structure of all power. But the seventh, the final one, is different. It is the behavior that holds all the others together. And it is the one that almost nobody ever talks about. The most powerful thing in the world is a person who cannot be destabilized, and the only way to become that person is to know, absolutely and completely, who you are. Here is where everything changes. Every behavior we have discussed, the eye, observation, the silence, the controlled reactions, the precise words, the patience, the concealed need, they are not techniques you add on top of who you are. They emerge naturally, effortlessly, from a person who has done the deep, uncomfortable work of understanding themselves. Loud people are often performing. The noise is a signal. Look at me, validate me, confirm that I exist and matter. That need for external confirmation is the vulnerability beneath every performative personality. But the quiet ones do not need the room to tell them who they are. They already know. And that self-knowledge creates an inner gravity that pulls people toward them without effort. People want to be near someone who is centered, someone who is complete. Machiavelli understood this above all else. He wrote that the prince who depends on others for his power is never secure, but the prince who builds his power from within himself is almost impossible to defeat. And here is the revelation. Silent. Power is not a strategy. It is not a set of tricks you deploy in the meeting room. It is the natural result of a person who has become so deeply themselves, so comfortable with their own presence, that they do not need to announce it. They do not need to convince you. They already know. And the moment they walk in, you feel it even if you cannot explain why. E o que acontece depois? Surpreende a maioria. They wonder why they trust this person so completely, why they listen, why they defer, and they can never quite put their finger on it. That is the final secret of silent power. The most powerful influence is the one you never see working. We are raised to believe that the world rewards the bold, the vocal, the visible. And yes, sometimes it does. But the deeper currents, the real structures of power in every office, every family, every system, have always been moved by something quieter, something more patient, something that does not need applause because it has already calculated the endgame. Machiavelli wrote that men judge by appearances, and the one who controls appearances controls men. The quiet ones have understood this for centuries. They are not waiting for permission to take up space. They have simply chosen a different kind of space, one that cannot be taken from them. And here is the question I want to leave you with, not as a challenge, not as advice, just as something to sit with. In your own life, right now, in the moments that matter most, are you the one performing or the one watching? Are you filling the silence? Or are you the silence itself? Because the answer to that question tells you exactly where your power actually lives. If this shifted something in you, you already know what to do. Sit with it. Do not rush to share it. Not yet. That impulse to immediately pass it on, that is the old behavior talking. The quiet ones keep what matters to themselves, at least for a little while. Mas isso não é nem a parte mais importante, because precise words are only half the equation. What quiet people do with the information they gather, that is where the real leverage lives. And the fifth behavior reveals exactly that.